Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to SJEC online classes. I'm your English teacher Amit Shukla, and today we are going to learn about tenses. Yes, our topic for today is tense. Tense means time. So, we are going to learn something about time, about how to express the correct time in our sentences when we are writing or speaking them. Let's begin with understanding the definition of tense. Tense is a form of verb which indicates the time and state of an action or event. So, according to the definition of the tense, it tells us that tense is a form of verb. That means we will be dealing with different forms of verbs in this chapter in terms of time and state of action or event. So, with the help of tenses, we are able to indicate the time of action, that means what time the action is happening, and also the state of an action or event. Now, what does state means? State means what is the current situation or the current level or the current progress of an action or event. Whether the action is to start, whether it has already started and is continuing, or whether it has been completed. Different states of action. We will get into details as we move forward in today's session. Now, classifying tenses based on the time of action. As we know, according to the definition now, that tense will be dealing with two things: time and state of action. So, if we classify tense on the basis of time of action, then we have three types of tenses. Mainly three types of tenses. They are present tense, past tense, and future tense. Like we see in the example on your screen, there the verb is taking different forms as the time of action is changing. In the first sentence, he writes letters. This is a present tense because the action is happening in present time. Second sentence, he wrote letters. So the verb is taking past tense because the action has been completed or done some time before now. He will write letters in the third sentence. So the verb is taking another form. This form is future tense form because in this case the verb is talking about an action which is going to happen in future. Neither it has been completed nor it is going on at present. It is a future action. So, on the basis of time of action, we have three tenses: past, present, and future. Now, after this is clear to us students that on the basis of time we have three types of tenses, which is present, past, and future. We move on to another classification of tenses, and this classification is based on the correct. If you say it is based on the state of action, you are absolutely right. Very good. So after classifying tenses according to the time of action, we classify tenses upon the state of action. That what is the state of action? And classifications on the base of state of action are four. What are they? Simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. So this is how we get all our tenses. Three types on the basis of time of action and four types on the basis of state of action. Simple state means it's just a state telling you about an action. It is not telling anything more about an action. It is just telling about an action. But when we're talking about continuous, continuous will always be talking about an action which is going on or any continuous action. It can be either in present or in past or in future. Likewise, perfect state. Perfect state means completed. Perfect is which has no shortcomings. Complete, full. So perfect means completed action. So it can be present perfect, that means an action which has been completed in present. Past perfect, an action that was completed in the past. Or a future perfect, an action which will be completed in future. So like continuous talks about an ongoing action, a progressive action. Perfect will talk about or denote completed action. And perfect continuous, it talks about a continuous action which is going on. Right? So perfect continuous, an action which has been started to happen and it is still continuing. That is why it is coming as perfect continuous. Be it present perfect continuous, he has been singing, be it past continuous, they had been singing, or be it future continuous, we will have been singing. So in all these four cases, we come to know about the state of action. Like we learned 3 tenses on the basis of time. These are the classifications of tenses based on the state of action. Correct. So this is how we get our 12 types of tenses. 3 over here and 4 over here. 4 3s are 12. And these are the only tenses which we need to learn and master to ensure what we write or what we speak is conveyed correctly, both in the terms of time of action and the state of action which we wish to write or speak. So it's a very simple deal. Tenses are really simple. Only thing which they require is dedicated practice after you have understood it clearly. And to make you understand, we are continuing with this video, with this class. Now for better understanding, let's get on to the first type of tense in present tense, which is simple present tense. So dear students, now when we have understood that according to time of action we have 3 tenses, present, past and future, and according to state of an action we have every tense's 4 parts. First we will deal with the present tense, and in that present tense the first part is simple present tense. Here we will learn what is simple present tense, and we will also learn and try to remember where are these particular types of tenses used. Like in this section we are going to learn about present tense, and according to the current slide on your screen we are going to learn about simple present tense. Simple present tense is used to denote habit, custom, practice, permanent activity or general truth. So it is very easy. If you want to denote any habit when you are writing or speaking, or you want to talk about any custom or practice, or you want to indicate any permanent activity or a general or universal truth, for all such cases you will use simple present tense. Now these bullet points in red colors give you an example as to how you can use simple present tense to convey these qualities or these actions. The first one, for habitual and repeated action, example is, we catch the bus every morning at 8 a.m. He drinks tea at breakfast. So the verb catch and drinks, they are in the simple present form, and They are simply agreeing with their subject. We is plural, so catch is plural, and he is singular, so drinks is singular. Simple subject verb agreement is over here, and it is not conveying any other thing apart from a habitual habit or a repeated action. So use a simple present whenever you want to write any such. We have our English class every day. We eat our breakfast at 8 o'clock every day. He comes to my home. They go for their job. Whatever. If it is a habit or custom, use simple present. Likewise, for universal truth, water freezes at 0 degree. The sun rises in the east. We cannot live without water. So all these are general truths. Simple present will be used. Simple present, dear students, is also used for instructions. Like in point number 3. Open the packet and pour the contents into hot water. So it means whenever we are giving any instruction in our sentence, whether written or spoken, then we need to use simple present tense. Means simple form of present tense. For scheduled events in the future, if there is any event which has been scheduled, which means which is fixed to happen, which has been decided to take place in the future, to convey that also we will use simple present tense. For example, his mother arrives tomorrow. So here, though it is happening in near future, but the event is scheduled, means it is fixed, it is pre-decided. For any pre-decided event in the future, we will use simple present tense to convey it. Likewise, to express a future action after conjunctions like when, before, after, as soon as, and until. So one more rule which we need to remember for using simple present tense is, if you want to express any future action after the conjunctions which are mentioned over here, then you will use simple present tense. Like she will see you before she leaves. The director will meet you as soon as the meeting ends. So simple present is used, and like in third point for instructions, similarly in sixth point for narrating a story also, we use simple present tense only. So for habitual actions, repeated action, for general truth, for instructions, for narrating a story, or for events which are fixed to take place in future, or to express any future action after conjunctions, we will use simple present tense. Simple it is, right? Likewise, moving on to second part of present continuous tense. See, the trick is in the name itself. Present continuous tense. Continuous, we know, an ongoing action. So let's see what present continuous tense talks about. Dear children, present continuous tense is used for an ongoing action. Ongoing means continuing. So ongoing or a continuous action in the present or at the time of speaking. So for both the conditions, if something is happening while you are speaking or writing something, then to indicate that you will use present continuous, or if something is happening continuously at present, then also you will use present continuous tense. Some uses are given here again in red points, red bullets. First one says a progressive action in the present. Means something which is happening right at the point of time of speaking or writing, you will use present continuous. Example says it is raining outside. It means when the speaker is saying this sentence, the process of raining is going on. It is happening live at that point of time. So we will use present continuous tense. Present continuous tense can also be used with the adverb always. Means whenever we are talking about some habit or an action or even an event and we are using the adverb always, so with always we will always use present continuous form of verb. Third, for scheduled events in the future, we saw that we also use present, a simple present for indicating scheduled events in the future. We can also use present continuous tense to do the same. The train is arriving in 2 minutes. Next, for indicating negatives or for interrogatives. Negative means when you are saying no. When we say negative in English language, it means no. So if you want to say no in any sentence, then also you will use present continuous tense like Caroline is not looking for latest brochure. And interrogative, you understand? Yes, interrogative means if you are framing a question, then also you can use present continuous tense. Now, two things to observe over here, students, and remember. First thing is that point number 4 and 5th, which is indicating negatives and interrogatives. For writing negative and interrogative, don't consider or don't take it as only present continuous can be used. As we will move further on the topic in our other videos, upcoming videos as well, you will see that these 2 points are included in other types of tenses as well. So first thing to remember, interrogative and negative are not limited only to one type of tense usage. And second, when we are talking about present continuous, we are talking about verb in its ing form. So ing form of verb indicates present continuous tense. Right? So ing will always indicate continuous form, and the helping verb, like in these example you can see is raining, is raining, is raining, is arriving, is watching, is looking. So the helping verb is telling us about the time of action, and the ing form is telling us the state of action, and we learn it as present continuous tense. Helping verb plus main verb plus ing. Now let's move to present perfect tense. Perfect again. So the time of action over here, dear students, is yes, present, and the state of action is perfect. Correct. So present perfect means a task which has been completed in present. Let's see what it helps us to understand. It is used to indicate a link between the present and the past, where the action is already completed in the past or still continuing into the present. Right. So what does it say? It says used to indicate a link between present and the past. That means present perfect will be dealing with both present and the recent past, and it will indicate an action which is already completed in the past. Completed in the past means recent past, not too past or not very old action, but just in recent past. Or we can also describe an action which is still continuing in the present, started in the past. Let's take a look at the usage of present perfect tense for our better learning. An action that was completed in the recent past. So present perfect will be used to indicate an action which has been completed in the recent past, just now, not too long back, just now, recent. Example, I have just eaten breakfast. Second, it can also be used to indicate an action that started in the past but is still ongoing. For example, you studying in SJ Education Center. This action must have started in the past when you took admission in this school. Now you are in different class. So this action started in the past by taking admission, and it is still continuing as you are still with the school. There we have to use present perfect tense. If we will write something else, or if we write in some other way, then it will convey a different meaning. To make things clear, both the examples correct and incorrect are given for your reference. I have lived in Bristol since 1984. This is correct form because it indicates that the person is still living there. So present perfect. Now if you don't use have, you just write I lived in Bristol since 1984, then it becomes past perfect, and it does not require to be used as present perfect, as it indicates that the person is no longer living at that place. Third, an action in an unspecified period between the past and now. Now, when we are explaining something, we are telling about ourselves in our introduction, or many such instances we come across where we have to indicate an action which happened somewhere between past and now. We don't know the exact time. So if you know the only thing that the action happened somewhere between past and now, and you are not sure about the time of that action, use present perfect tense. We have visited Portugal before. Here, the only information which is conveyed is that these people have visited Portugal. When? It is not specified. Right? Fourth, a completed action where the time of the action is unimportant. Fourth type of action is you use present perfect tense to indicate any action which is completed and the time of action is not important. Like you have passed class, like if you are in class 10, you have passed class 9. So you will say, I have passed class 9. Here it is saying he has read War and Peace. So what is important is, for you it is important to tell that you have passed class 9. Here in this example, it is important to tell that this book has been read by the speaker. So likewise, present perfect can be used for this kind of action as well, where time is unimportant. Last but not the least, action performed during a period of time that is not yet finished. Means if any action is taking place, or if you want to talk about any action which has been taking place recently but has not been finished, then we will use present perfect tense. Example, she has been to the cinema twice this week. So here we are conveying two things. First, that the girl whom we are talking about has been to cinema twice, and that has happened in this week, and this week is still continuing. So present perfect. The act of going to cinema has been completed 2 times, so that action is perfect, completed, and it has happened in this week, in this current week, so it is present perfect tense. So we see that in while we were talking about continuous, we were using ing form of the verb, and here we are using the participle form of verb, or the third form of verb with has and have. So till now we have understood simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and now we move on to the last part of this family, it is present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous, it is used to imply the duration of an action that has started in the past and continuing in the present or may have just finished. So the time of action over here is, students, the time of action is present. The state of action is either perfect, which is completed, or continuous, which is ongoing. That is why this present perfect continuous tense is used to imply the duration of an action that has started in the past and continuing in the present or may have just finished. Let's understand what is trying to say. Yes, so it is used to imply the duration of an action, means present perfect continuous tense will be used to show the duration. Duration is how much time taken. So duration of an action that has started in the past and continuing in the present. So two instances, either you will indicate an action which started in the past and is still going on, or you will indicate the duration of action that had started in the past and may have just finished. For these two types of actions, time and state actions, we will use present perfect continuous, which means an action that was completed in the recent past. She has been cooking since last night. So here we are showing the duration between last night and right now, which is present. So that means in this sentence it is telling us that she has been cooking since last night. Continuously that action went on and it has just finished. Second, for an action that started in the past but is still ongoing. So first, it was continuous and it is finished. Second, it is started and it is still going on. Like, I have been living in Bristol since 1984. So we can indicate both ways. We can also indicate the same by saying present perfect. I have lived in Bristol since 1984. Or you can use present perfect continuous and say I have been living in Bristol since 1984. So since it is present, your helping verb is going to be has or have with the ing form, because we are dealing with continuous. She has been waiting for you all day. Likewise, we will indicate these types of action using present perfect continuous tense. Again, to indicate negative, that is to say no, and to indicate or to ask a question, that is for interrogatives, we can use present perfect continuous tense as well. Now these points, after being explained to you and after understanding these four family members of present tense, which is simple present, present perfect, present continuous and present perfect continuous, dear students, it becomes important for you as a learner to revise these rules as many times as possible, both by reading and writing. So that would be all for present perfect tenses in this first part. In my second part, I am going to discuss about the past tense family. So till then, make sure you keep learning present tense, and we will meet very soon with more knowledge on past tense. Till then, take care of yourself. Thanks for joining these classes. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do it right now. And if you like the video, do let me know your feedback and suggestions. Thank you so much for joining.